Small pre to lift performance, oats plus protein post to lock in repair. Off days get the smaller oat and protein first meal to keep momentum. Now, the daily structure that makes this effortless. Use a checklist movement, 10 to 20 minutes resistance, 10 to 25 minutes walk oats pre, small portion 45 to 60 minutes before oats plus protein post, within 60 minutes after hydration. 1 glass with pre, 1 glass with post, pinch of salt if allowed sleep. Aim for 7 to 8 hours. Keep a consistent bedtime steps. Target 5,000 to 7,000 most days. More if you're already walking protein. Hit your 20 to 30 grams in the post window and spread the rest across meals. Here's your oat timing template you can stick on the fridge. Morning trainer. A few spoonfuls of overnight oats on waking, train, then oatmeal with Greek yogurt or milk and a scoop of protein. Midday trainer. Small hot oats mid-morning, train at lunch, then oats with egg whites or cottage cheese. Evening trainer. Small oat snack mid-afternoon, train, then a warm oat bowl plus yogurt as your evening meal or dessert. Quick wins you can expect. By day 7, less mid-session fatigue, cleaner form on sit-to-stands, steadier energy through the afternoon. You'll feel warmth in your thighs instead of heaviness. By day 14, 1 to 2 more controlled reps in your main moves, less next day soreness, and an easier time on stairs. You'll stop reaching for the rail. By day 30, faster sit-to-stand pace, better balance in heel raises, and a noticeable spring when getting out of chairs, like your legs finally have gas in the tank. A few guardrails keep the ramp smooth. If you feel sore for more than 48 hours, keep your movement light the next day, hit your post oats and protein, and resume when soreness drops. If your energy dips mid-session, you likely underate your pre-oats or waited too long. Slide the pre closer to 45 minutes or add a tablespoon. If blood sugar is a concern, keep portions at the low end, always tie them to movement, and add protein to your pre on heavier days. Motivation trick. Mark a calendar with 3 boxes per day. Move oats pre, oats plus protein post. Your job is to check 2 boxes minimum, 3 if you trained. When you stack check days, confidence follows. If you miss, don't compensate with extra sets tomorrow. Just hit today's plan. One more micro story. A viewer in his early 70s followed this month. He started with countertop push UPS and chair stands, added the pre and post oat plan, and by week 3, he was standing from a lower chair without rocking. His comment was simple: I finally had gas in the tank. Avoid these 3 momentum killers coming up because they stall progress fast. The 3 mistakes that kill results. Now, here's where most people mess up and stall their progress, even with good intentions. Fix these, and your results accelerate quickly. Curiosity loop. One of these mistakes makes Whey backfire. Spot it, and your next session feels instantly better. Mistake 1, eating oats without any movement. That's fuel without a signal. You're giving your body energy, but you didn't tell it what to do with that energy. Without the mechanical trigger from resistance work, your body doesn't prioritize building muscle. You might feel a little fuller, maybe even sleepy, and then wonder why nothing changed. The fix is simple. Always anchor oats to movement. If you're going to have oats, earn them with activity. Even on light days, do a short circuit first. 10 chair stands, 10 wall push UPS, 10 band rows, 20 heel raises. That 5-minute primer turns your bowl into a muscle message. If you truly can't move before eating, shift oats to your next meal. After you do, get some movement. Remember the mantra: fuel the work, then feed the repair. Mistake 2, skipping salt and water. Glycogen isn't just carbohydrate, it's stored with water. When you bump carbs, your muscles pull in fluid. If you don't bring enough water and a bit of sodium, you feel heavy-legged, crampy, and oddly tired. Many people blame the oats when it's really dehydration and low electrolytes. The fix: pair each oat window with a full glass of water and a pinch of salt, assuming your clinician hasn't restricted sodium. Cook oats with a tiny pinch of salt and sip water before and after your session. If you sweat or live in a hot climate, add an extra glass later and include potassium-rich foods with meals like a small banana or some yogurt. You'll feel joints glide better and sets feel smoother. Don't wait for thirst. Make hydration part of the routine. Mistake 3, overloading fiber too fast. You go from 0 to huge bowls, add chia and flax, and now you're bloated, gassy, and done with the plan by day 3. Overdoing fiber doesn't just hurt your stomach, it kills consistency. And consistency is what builds strength. The fix is a gentle ramp. Start on the low end of portions for a week. Cook oats softer with more water, or use overnight oats to prehydrate the fiber. Keep seeds tiny at first. Half a teaspoon of ground flax or chia post-activity, only if you tolerate it. When your gut feels settled for 3 days in a row, nudge the portion up by a tablespoon. If you're still gassy, hold steady, add more water, and cook a minute longer. Slow is smooth. Smooth is sustainable. Now, a few smaller traps that sneak in. Skipping protein post-activity because you already had oats leaves the door half open. You need the building blocks in that hour after movement. Keep your 20 to 30 grams of protein there, paired with oats. Training fasted every time is another one. You can do it occasionally, but if your sets always feel flat, you're underfueling the signal. A small pre-portion changes the quality of work immediately. Finally, chasing perfection instead of pattern. You miss a pre-window and decide the day is ruined, so you skip the post too. Don't. Hit the next window and move on. Progress comes from the rhythm, not flawless execution. Let me give you quick fixes you can use today. If you ate oats without moving, go do a 5-minute micro session now. Then add a few bites of protein, yogurt, milk, or a hard-boiled egg to feed repair. If you cramped last time, add the pinch of salt during cooking, sip a glass of water with your pre, and another with your post. Notice how your sets feel smoother. If your gut protested, cut your portion by a tablespoon, cook it softer, and hold that for 3 days before increasing again. Keep seeds out until your stomach is calm. Here's the checkpoint moment. If you remember nothing else, remember this line: movement is the signal. Oats deliver the fuel, protein does the repair. Miss any one piece and results slow. Pair all 3 and you compound progress. One brief micro story. A viewer started strong, but hit a wall by day 5, bloating, low energy, and cramps. His mistakes were textbook: big oat bowls with no pre-movement, no salt, and chia piled on top. He scaled back to a modest pre-portion only on training days, added a pinch of salt, kept seeds out for a week, and nailed his post-pairing. By week 2, he said, "The heaviness is gone, and I finally feel steady in my last reps." Your action step today: audit your last 3 training days. Did oats follow movement? Did you get water and a pinch of salt? Did you hit 20 to 30 grams of protein post-activity? Fix the first gap you spot and repeat that fix for a week. Once it sticks, address the next gap. Stack these small corrections and you'll feel the difference fast. Up next, if oats just aren't your thing, I'll show you the simple carb swaps that keep the timing and results without changing the plan. Oat alternatives that still work if you hate oats. If oats aren't your thing, you can still get the same timing advantage with a few simple swaps. Keep the principle: small carb before movement to lift performance, carb plus protein after to lock in repair. The timing stays, only the ingredient changes. First option, cooked barley. Think of it as oats' cousin, with a similar steady effect thanks to its own beta-glucan. Pre-activity, a small portion, about 1/3 cup cooked, gives you a gentle glucose trickle. Post-activity, go 1/2 to 3/4 cup cooked with 20 to 30 grams of protein. Barley's chewy texture slows digestion in a good way, so it's great when you want longer-lasting energy without a spike. Make a pot once, portion it out, and you've got Grab-and-go bowls for the week. Cost edge. Barley is often even cheaper per serving than oatmeal. How to use it fast. For a warm pre-bowl, heat 1/3 cup cooked barley with a splash of milk, a pinch of salt, and a dash of cinnamon. For post, turn it savory. 1/2 cup barley with scrambled eggs or cottage cheese and chives. If you prefer sweet, stir in Greek yogurt and berries. Same windows, same effect. Second option, cooked sweet potato. It's easy on the stomach and very forgiving for timing. Pre-activity, 1/2 a small sweet potato, or about 80 to 100 grams works well. Post-activity, use a small whole potato, about 150 to 200 grams, with your protein. Roast a tray on Sunday. Scrub, poke, bake until tender. Store whole in the fridge. For a quick pre-snack, slice a few rounds, add a pinch of salt. Done. For post, mash 1/2 a large potato with Greek yogurt or pair rounds with eggs or grilled tofu. Sweet potato tip. If you're sensitive to fiber, peel it. If you want more fullness, keep the skin. Microwaving for 4 to 6 minutes per potato is a great backup when you're short on time. The texture is gentle, the digestion is predictable, and most people feel a steady lift without heaviness. Third option, whole grain toast or rice for simple meals. Pre-activity, 1 slice of whole grain toast with a thin smear of cottage cheese or a splash of milk on the side gives you just enough fuel. Post-activity, 2 slices with eggs or 3/4 cup cooked rice with a protein partner hits the pairing target. If you like rice, choose medium or long grain and cook it slightly softer for easier digestion. For toast, pick a dense bread with whole grains listed first. Avoid the brown but fluffy loaves loaded with sugar and oils. A quick how to swap guide, so you don't overthink it. Replace your pre-oat portion with 1/3 cup cooked barley, 1/2 a small sweet potato, 1 slice whole grain toast, or 1/2 a cup cooked rice. Replace your post-oat portion with 1/2-3/4 cup cooked barley, 1 small sweet potato, 2 slices whole grain toast, or 3/4 - 1 cup cooked rice, always paired with 20 to 30 grams of protein. Protein pairings don't change. Keep the same targets, 20 to 30 grams post. That could be Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, eggs, tofu, soy milk, or whey/soy isolate if you tolerate it. If you go savory, barley and rice love eggs, or tofu. If you go sweet, sweet potato with Greek yogurt, and cinnamon works surprisingly well. Budget and availability matter. Barley is usually cheaper than quinoa, and often cheaper per serving than high-end oatmeal. Sweet potatoes are affordable, store well, and show up in most grocery stores year-round. Whole grain bread varies. Store brands with short ingredient lists are fine. Rice is cost-effective and easy to batch. Use what's easy to find and repeat. Let me give you 3 plug-and-play plates. Barley Day. Pre, 1/3 cup warm barley with a splash of milk. Post, 1/2 a cup barley topped with 3/4 cup Greek yogurt and berries. Sweet Potato Day. Pre, 4 warm rounds with a pinch of salt. Post, 1 small sweet potato with 2 eggs and a spoon of cottage cheese. Rice Day. Pre, 1/2 a cup soft rice with a splash of soy milk. Post, 3/4 cup rice with tofu scramble or eggs. Common mistakes with alternatives and quick fixes. If barley feels too heavy pre-activity, cut the portion to a few tablespoons or move it earlier to 60 to 90 minutes. If rice spikes you, cook it softer and pair it with protein and a tiny drizzle of olive oil post-activity, or reduce the portion. If toast sits dry, add a sip of milk or a spoon of yogurt to improve mouthfeel and digestion. Travel and eating out at breakfast, swap oats for whole grain toast or a small side of breakfast potatoes. Pair with eggs or Greek yogurt. At diners, order a plain baked potato or sweet potato if available, plus eggs or a grilled protein. At Asian spots, choose a half bowl of steamed rice with tofu or fish. The timing stays a little before you move if you can, a solid pairing after. If you're stuck with only post options, nail the pairing and keep tomorrow's small and simple. One more micro story. A viewer hated oatmeal's texture, but loved soup. She batch cooked barley, stirred half a cup into a simple chicken vegetable soup post-activity, and ate a few sweet potato rounds. Pre-walk. Same windows, different foods. 2 weeks later she messaged, "I don't dread my meals and my legs don't wobble on the last set." Heads up, some healthy alternatives on shelves look great, but won't deliver the steady energy you want. In a second, I'll show you the store-bought traps to avoid, so your timing work doesn't get undone by sneaky ingredients. Label traps and fake, healthy foods to avoid. Let's clean up the grocery cart so your timing work actually pays off. The goal is simple. Pick carbs that act like a dimmer switch, pair clean proteins, and avoid hidden sugars and oils that make you crash. Here's how to spot the traps fast. First trap, instant sugary oatmeal packets versus plain oats. The box screams heart healthy, but flip it over. Many packets pack added sugar, flavorings, and gums that change how fast you absorb the carbs. You get a spike, then a slump mid-session. With plain rolled or steel-cut oats, the ingredient list is one word: oats. That's what you want for steady energy and predictable digestion. If you need fast prep, plain instant oats are fine. Just add your own flavor with cinnamon, berries, or a protein partner. Avoid the flavored packets. They turn your pre-bowl into dessert. Second trap, granola. It looks wholesome, but most store granolas are baked with oils and syrups that push calories sky high and speed absorption. A half cup can sneak in as much sugar as a cookie. For training, that means a quick rise and a faster crash. If you love crunch, make a quick toasted topping at home. Dry toast a few tablespoons of plain rolled oats with a pinch of cinnamon and a few crushed nuts. Sprinkle a spoonful on a post-activity yogurt bowl. You control the portion and you skip the added oils. Third trap, snack bars branded as oat, energy, or protein. Many bars combine cheap sugars with seed oils and just enough protein to make a claim. The label might say 10 to 12 grams of protein, but it comes with syrups that hit fast. For muscle, that's not the controlled insulin rise you want. If you need a true on-the-go option, pick a bar with a short ingredient list and at least a 1-to-1 ratio of protein to added sugar. Better yet, carry a small container of plain overnight oats and a single-serve yogurt. It's cheaper, steadier, and predictable. Fourth trap, protein snacks with weak carbs and weird additives. Protein puddings, cookies, and chips often rely on sugar alcohols, gums, and emulsifiers. Some people tolerate them, many don't. If your gut gets gassy or crampy, your training suffers and consistency dies. Remember the goal: simple foods that digest cleanly. You'll get more from a bowl of oats and Greek yogurt than from a novelty snack with a pharmacy label. Here's the simple label rule that keeps you safe: the 3-ingredient test. For your carb base, aim for products with 3 ingredients or fewer, and ideally just one. Oats should list oats. Barley should list barley. Bread should list whole grains, water, salt, yeast. If you see a parade of sugars, cane sugar, brown rice syrup, honey, agave, or a lineup of oils and emulsifiers, put it back. Your timing depends on clean inputs. Viral contrast. Short labels build strength. Long labels build cravings. Let me give you a 1-minute grocery routine. Step 1. Shop the perimeter first. Grab plain oats, milk or fortified soy milk, eggs or Greek yogurt, fruit, and a bag of salt. Step 2. Grab one alternative carb from the grain aisle: barley, brown rice, or a dense whole grain bread with short ingredients. Step 3. Skip the cereal aisle unless you're buying plain oats. Step 4. Choose one flavor booster: cinnamon or cocoa powder. Step 5. Check labels with the 3-ingredient test. If it fails, it doesn't go in the cart. A quick decoding guide for common phrases. Multi-grain doesn't mean whole grain. You want 100% whole grain as the first words or whole grain listed first. Lightly sweetened usually means added sugar. Count grams per serving. Aim for single digits, especially pre-activity. Natural flavors is a catch-all, not a deal breaker on its own, but if it appears alongside multiple syrups and oils, skip it. High protein on cereals and granolas often comes from added isolates plus sugar. If sugar grams outnumber protein grams, it's not helping your training. What about flavored yogurts to mix with oats? Most are dessert in disguise. Pick plain Greek yogurt and add cinnamon or a few berries. You get protein without a sugar spike. If you need sweetness, add a half banana post-activity, not pre. Pre is for steady fuel. Post can handle a bit more because the muscle sponge is open. Coffee creamers and oat beverages can trip you up too. Many creamers are sugar plus oils. Keep coffee simple or add a splash of milk. For oat drinks, check labels. Some are mostly water, oil, and additives. If you're using oat milk as your protein partner, it won't help much. Pick dairy or soy milk for meaningful protein. Frozen breakfast sections are another minefield. Waffles, pancakes, and protein muffins often carry added sugars and refined flours. If you want a warm base, stick to hot oats or a slice of dense whole grain toast with eggs. Same timing, cleaner inputs, better results. Let me give you a fast, good, better, best for the shelf. Good, plain instant oats, plain kefir, dense whole grain toast. Better, rolled oats, Greek yogurt, cooked barley. Best, steel-cut oats prepped ahead, Greek yogurt or eggs, fresh fruit as the only sweet. If you remember nothing else here, remember this. Your timing only works if the food is simple. Plain oats beat flavored packets. Real yogurt beats dessert cups. Short labels beat clever claims. When in doubt, fewer ingredients win. Do this on your next shop, and you'll feel it in your next session. Clean energy in, steady reps out, smoother recovery after. Now, let's talk about what these cleaner choices do for your real-world strength, balance, and day-to-day life. Real-world wins you'll feel in 30 days. Here's what changes when you fuel the work and feed the repair. The first win is stairs. By week 2, most people stop pulling on the railing and start using their legs. That heavy feeling in your thighs fades because glycogen is topped up and your muscle fibers are repairing between sessions. You get a clean push through the foot, a steady knee on the way down, and a calmer breath at the landing. Standing from chairs gets easier, too. That last inch, where most folks stall, stops being a grind. With a small oat portion before you move, you arrive at those reps with gas in the tank. With oats and protein after, you rebuild the muscle you used. By day 14, you'll notice less rocking to get up and more control on the way back down. Balance improves because your legs aren't jelly at the end of the day. When energy is steady, your stabilizers actually do their job. You'll catch your foot on the rug less and feel safer in the shower. That's the strength signal showing up in real life. More reps in training turn into microsaves during daily tasks. Soreness backs off. Instead of that 2-day ache that makes you skip the next session, you'll feel a mild, I worked feedback that resolves by morning. That's the carb plus protein window doing its job. Less breakdown, faster repair. With less soreness, you train more often. Consistency compounds into strength. Walks get longer without extra willpower. When glycogen is fed, your brain perceives effort as lower. You'll finish your usual loop and want to tack on a block. That extra 5 minutes adds up over a month. More steps, better circulation, and easier recovery after the next resistance set. Mood steadies because blood sugar swings calm down. The beta-glucan in oats smooths absorption, so you don't crash mid-morning or late afternoon. Clearer head, less irritability, and better focus for simple things like paying bills or cooking dinner. When your brain has steady fuel, everything feels simpler. You'll notice fewer foggy moments and a more even keel. Here's a quick micro story. One of my clients, 68, always dreaded laundry day because hauling baskets upstairs crushed her legs. She added 3 spoonfuls of overnight oats before her band session and a yogurt oats bowl after. 10 days later, she told me, "I didn't stop halfway. I just went." Same house, same stairs, new engine, another tangible win. Fewer wobbly last reps. With a small pre-portion, your mid-set holds firm. No shaking, no breath holding to grind through. Clean reps tell your body, build here. That's safer for joints and better for progress. By day 21, you'll see it in the mirror, slower, smoother movement, not panic reps. Your morning get moving window shrinks. Instead of creaking around for 30 minutes, you'll feel warm within a few minutes of walking. Fed, muscle tissue glides. Joints feel less sticky because glycogen pulls water into muscle, and you've added that pinch of salt and the extra glass of water. Hydrated tissue moves. Grocery carrying gets simpler. 2 bags in one hand stops twisting your back because grip and legs hold together. That shows up around week 3 when your sit-to-stand speed improves. Stronger legs stabilize the spine. Steadier fuel keeps your form clean under load. Sleep improves for many because you're not going to bed underfed. A small oat and protein pairing after evening training blunts stress hormones and helps recovery. You'll fall asleep faster and wake up without that drained feeling. Better sleep means better training tomorrow. You'll also notice clothing fit change without chasing the scale. Pants feel looser at the waist as walking increases, and you lose the bloated swing that comes from erratic eating. At the same time, thighs feel more solid, not larger, muscle tone, not puff. That firmness is the first sign your body's using protein to rebuild. Kitchen confidence jumps. When you know exactly what a pre and a post looks like, you stop guessing. Less food anxiety, fewer skipped meals, and a simpler routine you repeat anywhere, home, travel, or dining out. Simplicity drives adherence. Adherence drives results. Energy in the afternoon is steadier, which means you're more likely to do the second walk or the stretch session you always skip. That small extra movement keeps the momentum. Movement makes nutrition work better. The cycle turns positive. A brief check-in. By day 7, expect cleaner reps and less mid-session fade. By day 14, expect easier stairs and shorter soreness. By day 30, expect faster chair stands and steadier balance on heel raises. If you're not seeing one of these, it's usually timing or portions. Slide the pre closer to movement or make the post pairing stronger. One more micro story. A 72-year-old viewer sent me her kitchen photo, 1 scoop, 1 jar, 1 bowl on the counter. She wrote, "I stopped overthinking. Small oats, bands, walk, oats plus yogurt. 3 weeks in, I carry all the groceries in one trip." That's the blueprint working. And there's one more win most people don't expect: confidence. When your body responds, you trust it. You stop avoiding hills, you stop bracing for pain when you stand, and you start planning the next walk. Confidence keeps you consistent. Consistency builds muscle. Muscle gives you back freedom. Track progress with 2 simple home tests. Let's put numbers to your wins so you know the plan's working.